Alrighty then, here we are for run 2 with my blue-black Highlander experiment. And looks like a fine snap keep for me. Obviously depends on the specific matchup as to how good this is going to be. But we'll see. Well, that seems like Affinity to me. So I guess I get to leave up Remove Soul in case there's any 4/4s. Also, drawing Sprite is nice in case they're planning to play some stars into Frogmites. I'm definitely not going to play Courier's Capsule this turn though, since I have like multiple things to play. Flare Husk. I'm going to counter that one. Like, Spellstar Sprite doesn't get to counter that many things. And this actually cuts them off from like not only just another artifact, but also something that they can tap the Springleaf Drum. Obviously, if they've got Galvanic Blast, then okay. And then you got to Galvanic Blast a Spellstar Sprite. And I guess this would allow them to play a Frogmite if they have one. Or a Thoughtcast. They always have a Thoughtcast. Whenever I play Affinity, I just never have Thoughtcast in any of my games. So I could put Spellstutter back on my deck. I don't think I want to do that though. That seems like a weak option. I'd much rather draw basically any card other than Spellstutter Sprite. Mostly land, to be honest. Mostly land. I'm gonna have to remove Soul that one. Hopefully they don't have more, since I mean that's how you list Affinity when they have a bunch of 4/4s on turn 3. But maybe their hand is just like fling land or something. I think no. I'm gonna just hold up some mana again. I think I'm probably gonna cycle this Whispers of the Muse. If they don't cast anything, I'm either able or need to counter with Miscalculation or Prohibit. Oh yeah, gonna prohibit that one. So I guess ideal draw here would be like Basic Island, so I can like play this and crack it. So the opponent doesn't have too much of a clock and they only have one card in hand. So it's basically coming down to if they can like top deck gas for a few turns, then I'll probably die. If I can get like a couple of lands in a timely manner, like before they start casting more 4/4s and Atogs, then I'll probably win. That's certainly not ideal. Miscalculation's getting so bad at this point of the game that I'm gonna just go ahead and play the Courier's Capsule. Like I could hold it up again and cycle it, but getting this on the table while we're pretty confident that they've got nothing seems fairly good. Okay, so Wellspring is basically a nothing. Well, it's just a reroll on them drawing a real card. Ideally, they will draw something to make them equip onto this Frogmite, so I can Edict them. But that obviously may not happen. Like something like Seagate Oracle would be ideal, since they would be forced to move the Flare Husk over, and hopefully it would draw me into a land, which would be great. Wonder what the opponent's thinking about now. Disrupt. I think that card's pretty awful right now. I think I'm gonna go just try and hit a land. Oh no, we failed to draw land again. On the plus side, we have 3 edicts in our hand now, so if they brick one more time... No, that's the opposite of a brick against my edict. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not all that exciting for them. Perilous Research. No, that's pretty bad for me. I guess they were slow rolling the Perilous Research. So it looks like they have drawn into a gas before we drew into land. As I, took a few turns there to try and draw some stuff, and then failed. There's one, but I think it's probably a bit late now, especially considering the Flare Husks making all these cards pretty embarrassing. So I'm not exactly sure what needs to go right for us to win this game. I guess they could like sacrifice all their artifacts, including all their creatures, then we get to edict them. That's technically something that could happen. Or they can like sack all their lands to cast Fling. No, that's a real card. That's not acceptable. So yeah, it looks like we're dead this game. Affinity, definitely, fairly tough matchup. When you're, have a clumsy hand. Like, these are obviously cards we want to draw in like turn 15 or something. Not so much, opening hand. Yeah, I mean, I can just concede here. Alright, so what do we want to be doing here? I want to bring in this Hydroblast. Counters, destroys Atogs and stuff like that, so that's good. Bottle Gnomes isn't great, but it does block Frog Mites, which is something, and it forces them to equip their things, making my Edict better. Pristine Talisman is fine. The Evenkar's Justice is weirdly not good against them, even though the Talisman is fine. Fume Spitter not that good. Annul, fairly good, of course. We don't have a whole lot against them, that is fair to say. We could also bring in Negate, just to like counter some of their like random artifact things on turn 2. And we could bring in Crypt Incursion, but I don't think like a pure life gain spell is exactly what we want. I mean, this one is sort of a pure life gain spell, but it also like boosts us in mana. So I'll put these here. Confound, it's not that great if they've got Fling. It's way better if they've got Temur Battle Rage, but I think it's probably fine to cut here. Disrupt is good exactly in the scenarios where they like tap out to like play a Thoughtcast or something. Otherwise, not so much. I get to take out Deep Analysis since it's a bit on the slow side. Frightful Delusion, not very good against Affinity, that's fair to say. We are at the very least on the play this game, so it's a bit better. And let's see. Like I think like this card's still fairly good. I mean, we do need something to draw cards with, Dispel's pretty good against like a bunch of their deck. Maybe like Font of Fortunes is too slow or something like that. Maybe Miscalculation. But I like all the interaction cards. Maybe Mystical Teachings is too slow. But then again, it's quite good to go search for a Hydroblast late game. I think I can just take out Whispers of the Muse. I'll just lean harder on my my draw twos to get there. So this hand has like 3 1-mana cards, 3 2-mana cards, and 1 land. I mean, it's potentially good. Like if their hand isn't like filled with Thoughtcasts, but if it is, this hand's pretty terrible. I mean, I think this is about as close to a keepable one-lander as you can get. Like, if I guess one of these cards could be a null, then it would have been even better. But like, if you just draw a land in the next 4 turns or so, I think this hand's good. I think this matchup's bad enough that I'm willing to take the risk. Like, they're almost certainly going to play something in the first couple of turns. And like, the Dispel may not necessarily get something immediately, but it can still hit like a Perilous Research. Ah, perfect. That's exactly as planned. So I guess the ideal scenario here is that they play an Atog. Because then we could have deadweighted it, and then also drew a land. Okay. Hmm. That seems like we sort of have to do that just in order to use our mana effectively. Man, we went from desperately drawing land to maybe thinking about cycling this. I mean, our hand is like, we can play 2 spells in the turn relatively easily at this point. And like, further lands aren't super. Like a Wellspring. Well, that does give them exactly 7 artifacts, so I'm glad they didn't play any Mirror Enforcers there. You know, I'm going to get greedy. I'm going to cycle this. Oh, that's just flawless play, obviously. um, I think I'll leave up remove Soul and Mana Leak this turn. Like, the Frogmite's not a pressing concern. And we can, like, Diabolic Edict and stuff, too. Like, if they played, like, Flare Husk or something, we could respond with this. Well, that is a Flare Husk. And, let's see, they have 1, 2 mana? I could just Mana Leak it, because it does make all my edicts worse as a whole. And Mana Leak does become dead in the long run. You need like my black bordered, my extra black bordered Mana Leak. Is this a Dispel? Or a Pyroblast? I guess if they're spending in the Pyroblast in this, it must be fairly important to them. It lets me use my mana relatively effectively. And I have 2 removal spells if they were baiting me in order to resolve a Mirror Enforcer this turn. Or, you know, one of the 4/4s. I guess they could have a Thought Cast, which would be mildly annoying. It's always bad when they draw more card draw spells than you, when you're supposed to be the control deck. But I guess they have more sort of bricks in their deck long term. No, that's pretty annoying, since without that this card doesn't do too much. But maybe I should have just let the thing resolve. But at least my edict should be good now, right? So, am I cycling this Lonely Sandbar? Probably not. I do need 5. Eventually 6 mana. So, given that I have Think Twice to let me, you know, pull ahead on cards, it's fine. Our hand is getting fairly punished by the cards that they're drawing. Multiple relics. So I think that means I'm just not going to play Think Twice now, and instead wait till the end of next turn when I can play it and flash it back without it being exiled, since I need every card I can get, basically. Okay, Agony Warp's nice. I expect it doesn't really matter what I'm exiling here. Like, if I had any creatures left, I'd obviously leave them because I have like Mortuary Mire and things like that, but I think it's fine to just... because I don't think there's any way I can get these back other than the wall. But at some point they're going to cycle these anyway, so that's why I say it doesn't really matter at the moment. And their clock on us is very slow at the moment. I mean, obviously they can play a 4/4 or something now, which would be fairly good. Thoughtcast. Yeah, okay, do another Thoughtcast. It's pretty bad. Bad times. But obviously once you've drawn the first Thoughtcast, it always draws you another Thoughtcast. That's just how it works. Yeah, I'm gonna have to remove the soul of this creature. Got a Pyroblast for it? Alright. So I guess what that could mean for me here is that I'm supposed to Agony Warp the Germ and then cast Innocent Blood on my turn. That makes sense. I've got to actually get some use out of my cards. Like we're just gonna have to suck it up and eat the removal spell being used on the player husk. Bam. Okay, so they've got 3 cards compared to our 2 cards, and they're also going to draw a 4th one and can go up to 5. But we have at least one card that will definitely hit one of their, real cards. And we have a draw 2, which we really want to use to draw 2. Like, if they cycle this, obviously that's nice for me. All these Flare Husks. But I don't have too many edicts left, to be fair. Do they have another Pyroblast too? Or a Dispel or something? That would be quite bad. Bad for me. I mean, they're obviously thinking about something, so they have spells. Which is obviously bad news for me. I guess the best draw now would be like Mulldrifter. Or like Mnemonic Wall, which would force them to cycle the Relic and give me a blocker. I guess we did board out some of our removal, so our card draw, unfortunately. So okay, not much we can do about that. So again, I'm still like, if I just draw a brick next turn, I'm gonna not want to have played to Think Twice into the Relic. Alright, we drew Mulldrifter, so that's the best possible. Hopefully, like, it's possible that they were considering holding up Pyroblast instead of playing Gear Seeker Serpent last turn. Okay, so we got some card drawing, I guess. And we have a few turns of being punched by Gear Seeker Serpent before we're in massive trouble. Yeah. We can also like just chump it for a turn with Bolt Gnomes. And Muldrifter too, of course. But Muldrifter at the moment is also gonna like hold off this other Flare Husk. I know we're still being punched by the Gear Seeker Serpent, but I think it's fine to hold up in case they draw like an Atog or something here. They've probably got some Galvanic Blasts in their hand. So we can't... I don't think we can take 3 whole hits from the 6/7. But I think one more might be okay. Although no, because if they just have a 6th land at some point, then they'll be able to make it unblockable. So I guess this will do for now. Alright, time to do some thinking. This doesn't give us as much selection as Forbidden Alchemy, but we get like 2 cards out of it to deal, so it should be hopefully alright. Complete Disregard. That's not especially effective against Gear Seeker Serpent, I'll give it that. So I think we need to... So I think we're going to get hit again. And if they play something, then we get to like play Exclude or Soul Manipulation and Forbidden Alchemy. This looks like a Galvanic Blast to me. So that puts us to 10. Alright. So I guess if they have another Galvanic Blast too, then that's bad. So if I fire off the Soul Manipulation, they'll crack their Relic. Because then obviously I would be trying to get back Muldrifter. I'm not even sure if I want them to crack Relic or not. I think I'd probably rather just draw a card, because I need to draw an answer to the Gear Seeker Serpent. So they do have another Pyroblast. I guess it could be just Galvanic Blasting me. Yeah, okay. It seems like at each stage of the game they had, multiples of the things I didn't want them to have. Basically. So got punished. And unless the opponent just forgets to attack, then we're dead. Also, like, we could have played Bottle Gnomes there, but that's like another temporary solution. Then we wouldn't have died to exactly Galvanic Blast. I guess it's reasonable. I'll just cast my Forbidden Alchemy. Let them show me their like last Pyroblast or something. Yeah, well, I mean, doesn't look like we're winning that game anyway. Since that was quite a lot of Pyroblasts and Flare Husks eating up our relevant cards. But, Affinity is a good deck, tough matchup. Hopefully you'll come back for round 3, where hopefully we won't get smashed.